Growing up, I was never athletic at all, and in fact, when I was in my senior year of high school, like about a week before my graduation, I received a really threatening letter from the administration of my high school because I had just sort of been irresponsible and I had not done we had an after school sports requirement, and I didn't do it. So basically, I got to my graduation and they handed me a diploma, and they told me that they would give me a blank sort of cover and that there would be no diploma inside. So I was really relieved. I remember being at my graduation, like opening them, oh phew, they let me graduate. But basically that has been the story of my life. Like really like never exercising, just really like always, I guess I grew up in a family where really we emphasized the life of the mind and, you know, much more than just really like the body just really wasn't considered so important. So basically I continued on that very non-athletic way. I mean, I live in Jerusalem and we don't have a car, so that means that I was doing quite a bit of walking. And I remember like during my pregnancies, so the doctor would always say, you're exercising, and I would say, yeah, because I would walk a lot every day to take my kids to Gan and bring them home from Gan. But it definitely wasn't vigorous exercise. So what changed? Basically for the past 4 years, I've exercised every single day, basically except for like the end of pregnancy and right after I gave birth, or days that I was feeling sick. I've exercised. I have not really, I think, missed even a single day of exercise. And I want to explain to you how this change happened. So basically, about 4 years ago, after I gave birth to my son Yoel, then I gained a lot of weight. And at the time I have an email chavruta, Sarah Deb Goodfriend. If you read Bina magazine, Transfer Bina. And so basically we have a daily email chavruta. We read something and we write to each other. And she was always writing to me how she loves to exercise and how she loves to run and she loves going on her treadmill. And that was sort of like a new idea for me, that somebody who really loved exercise, to be sort of daily in touch with someone who loves exercising. And at the time also, like, I had gained a lot of weight. And I really felt like a blimp, and the truth is, looking back on pictures, I looked like a blimp too. I was really overweight. So basically, I remember it was Pesach. I remember like Pesach, it really like reached, like, I really gotten like sort of grossed out with myself. Basically because I was eating, you know, eggs and oil and matzah, like all day, every day. And I just felt so gross. Like I was a blimp before Pesach. By the end of Pesach, I just felt disgusting. So basically I have a gym very close to my house, basically across the street from my house. And I remember like I went, and it was Mimuna, Easter Chag of Pesach, and I went over and I signed up. And they told me I had to sign up for a year, and I'm thinking, well, I'm signing up for a year, like this is probably a big waste of money. I've never gone to a gym, and probably like I won't stick with it. But what happened was, okay, basically I joined up, and my initial motivation was that it was going to help me lose weight. And it did, it helped me lose the weight, and basically it's really helped me to maintain like a weight that I'm pretty happy with over the years. But what happened was I started to understand the emotional benefits of exercise, and they're just so tremendous that I just realized like I cannot go through a day without that feeling, without that wonderful feeling of exercising. So I wanted to just talk a bit about just to sort of talk with you guys. If there's, and basically this pep talk is targeted at mothers who are not yet exercising, not yet getting vigorous exercise on a regular basis, at least several times a week. So I just want to talk about it. So I looked up an article from the U.S. News and World Report about the benefits of exercise. So I just wanted to basically give you like an overview of what exercise could do for you. And you feel like you have no time, there's no way you can fit it in, but it's so important. Like once you do it, and I would have said the same thing, like, what, I'm so busy already. But what it is it makes more time in your life. Basically, it gives you more energy, you're able to sleep less, and it creates, and instead of taking away the time, it ends up creating time in your life. So basically in this article in U.S. News and World Report, they quote a Harvard Medical School psychiatrist named John Rady, who's the author of the book Spark, the Revolutionary New Science of Exercise in the Brain. And he explains, listen to this, that exercise is the single best thing you can do for your brain in terms of mood, memory, and learning. Wow. He says even in 10 minutes of activity, you can change your brain. And so let me tell you like the specifics of how it can change your brain, how this is the single best thing you can do for your brain in terms of mood and memory and learning. Incredible, right? Okay, so the first thing is that you feel less stress. He explains jumping on the treadmill or cross trainer for 30 minutes can be an instant way to blow off tension by boosting levels of soothing brain chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and this is one I don't know how to pronounce, norepinephrine. Okay, whatever that is. But I read a few years ago an article in the New York Times, and it was talking about what happens if you start exercising regularly. Is that it creates like a Teflon coating on certain nerves, certain, like, I don't know, neuron things in your brain. So basically, you just really don't get as stressed. You know, that you're sort of resistant. You have like sort of a Teflon resistance to stress. And I've seen this with myself. I am now, as a mother of, believe it or not, 6 children, I am like infinitely less stressed out than I was as a mother of 2 children. Okay, and part of that's also like I stopped drinking coffee, I stopped eating sugar, but I think a lot of it has to do with exercise. Like I'm just really, and things get stressful. Like things can get stressful and things can go crazy, and the kids can really get on my nerves. Like kids can really like do things that get on my nerves. But I don't lose my cool in the way that I used to. I don't get stressed out and like panicky, whatever, the way I really used to on a regular basis. And I think that's because of exercise. Okay, the second thing is it lifts depression. Research suggests that burning off 350 calories 3 times a week through sustained sweat-inducing activity can reduce symptoms of depression about as effectively as antidepressants. Okay, so I'm not getting that much exercise. This is a lot of exercise, 350 calories. What I do personally is I do the treadmill for 20 minutes. I go to the gym, I do treadmill 20 minutes, or I jog around my living room for 15 minutes. And so basically maybe I'm burning off like about 120, 130 calories a time. It's not so much, but this is 350 calories. But I just want to say for myself, I see like how the benefits in terms of mood. I'm a person who, like, I have always struggled, I don't know exactly with, not with clinical depression, but with mood swings, with feeling down, with feeling a bit depressed, especially after I give birth. And really, like, I don't struggle with that at all in the same way that I used to. Even I gave birth, I gave birth a year and a half ago, and I was amazed because I was so bracing myself for having some sort of difficult emotional experience like I always did, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I think it's based on quite a few things. I changed a lot of things and whatever. But I think like a big part of it is because of exercise. That exercise has changed my brain chemistry. It's really true. Like I don't get down the same way I used to before I exercised. So the third thing is that it builds self-esteem and improves body image. So this is interesting because you would think it's like, okay, improves body image because I'm actually thinner. Well, but what's interesting is that the research that they did found that just by exercising and just by making a slight improvement in your exercise capabilities, but like let's say running a little bit faster or lifting a little bit of a heavier weight, even those things alone, even without actually losing weight, that these things alone can improve your self-esteem and body image just by being fit. Like it just makes you feel better about yourself, and I feel that way. So the fourth thing is it leaves you feeling euphoric. Yes, that runner's high really does exist if you're willing to shift into high intensity mode. Okay, this is an interesting suggestion. I've never done this before, but I'm planning to try this. So Rady, the author of the book, he recommends, this is what you do. You sprint, you run, bike, or swim as fast as you can for 30 seconds, okay? Then you go to a gentle pace for 5 minutes, then back to the sprint, run, bike, or swim for 30 seconds, and then more gentle for 5 minutes, and then you do this. Then you do this for a total of 5 cycles. Right, the 30-second sprint, then 5 minutes gentle. 30-second sprint, 5 minutes gentle. And he says you'll feel really sparkly for the rest of the day. And the truth is, like, I feel this way, like just doing my 20-minute treadmill, which is really nothing so impressive. I don't really push myself so much, but it really, like, I really do feel. It's basically, I stopped drinking coffee. I stopped drinking coffee 7 years ago, and I used to really wake up in the morning and drink like a really sweet, syrupy sweet coffee in the morning. And I thought, like, how could I possibly wake up without that? Basically, I feel like now exercise is that for me. It's like if I wake up in the morning and I get like a good treadmill in, then I just feel like it helps me to like feel, I just feel great. Like it really is, like it really does make you feel euphoric. And it does, as he says, it makes you feel sort of sparkly, at least for the next few hours. So I want to bless all of you. I hope that if any of you, like, if you're sort of thinking, what, me join a gym? What, me? Like, so not, I don't have any time, and I've never exercised. It's just not, I'm not going to do that. I'm not an athletic person. Well, I don't think that there's anyone in the world who's less athletic than me. And I became, strangely enough, I became an athletic person. And what's interesting is also, I grew up in a family, as I said, where we didn't value athletics. And we didn't value, we valued like the life of the mind and not like sort of physical things so much. And what's happened over the years is that my brother is now running marathons. My sister's running triathlons. I'm not doing that. I just go to the gym every day. But I do like my 20-minute treadmill. But like basically, and also my mother goes to a regular yoga class, and it's interesting just like how basically my whole family over the years, how we've all sort of come to value exercise and the benefits of exercise. So I want to bless all of you moms that if any of you are not currently exercising, that please just go for it. Go for it. Try it out. Maybe try, your gym has like maybe a week free trial or something like that. Try it out. Try it out. And I think that I hope one day you'll thank me. Okay? Because I want to bless all of you with an amazing, amazing week and an amazing, amazing Hanukkah.